Ichi, ni, san, hike! Hugged my mom, shook hands with my dad. Hopped on the plane, no turning back. Now I'm in Japan with a little jet lag. I stepped it off, now I'm teaching class. How's this for a laugh? My students looked up, said, hey, you black? I said, you noticed that. Anyway, is there any questions y'all want to ask?
I used to think I had to be like everybody else before me, but now I see and I disagree. My life has endless possibilities.
Hello, my name is Matthew, aka Rhyming Gaijin, and in this series I'm going to talk about teaching in Japan. So, without any more talking, let's start this. Alright, so I know a lot of you want to come to Japan. You dream about it, you sleep, you have nightmares about not being able to come here, you watch anime, you listen to J-pop. You know, everything that you do is consumed with coming to Japan. And you're not alone. I get many emails from many people, and, you know, I talk to people, and, you know, you're not alone. So what I want to do is kind of help you get to point A to point B. So wherever you're from, I want to help you get here. And I really believe that knowledge is power. Once you know things, then there's no reason why you can't do things. I believe this, and I just want to, you know, share it with you. So the first thing, Japan. Japan is a country with Japanese people. You knew that, right? So it's possible that you can be in Japan and walking from point A to point B and not see any other foreigners. Now, I live in Tokyo. So I see foreigners all the time, and I tend to be where the foreigners are, which if you're coming to Japan to learn how to speak Japanese, that's not the best method to go about it. You should go out to the country where they have cows and monkeys. And that way, when you're talking to the cows or the monkeys, it's only in Japanese, right? All right, so the first way of coming to Japan, you know, you want to come so badly. Just buy a plane ticket. That's the simplest way. You get your passport, get your plane ticket, and you just come. You get a hotel and you just absorb all that you can. You pick up things, you notice, you know, and that's easy. That requires nothing, just a little preparation, a little planning, a little money. So I really suggest, you know, find the cheapest time to come to Japan and just come, enjoy, live. All right, the second option is to go to school, study abroad. So if you're in college now, see if your school has any programs where you can study abroad, or, you know, look into other schools that might take credits. But that's easy. That's one trip to the counselor saying, I would like to go to Japan. And I'm sure they have loads and loads of books ready, just waiting for that student to say, hey, I want to come to Japan. Oh, well, here's the book. All right. So those are your two ways. There's other ways. You know, you could come through the military. So say you're in the army or the military. You can ask to be stationed in Japan or Okinawa. My brother was stationed in Japan about 2 years ago. We brought the whole family out here, and it was cool. I was with my family in Japan. And, you know, it's a great feeling to have family in Japan. You know? And then this brings us to the last point, or the main point, the teaching part. Now that's the easiest way to come to Japan and make money while you are here enjoying your time. Now, there are 3 kinds of teaching positions available. So the first one is JET, J-E-T. And that one is run by the government. And it's also the hardest one to get accepted into. It takes the longest amount of time to get accepted, but it pays more, and the position has more perks, longer vacations, better accommodations, well, sometimes. I was not really in the mood to wait for that process, so I went to the next type of teaching position, ALT, Assistant Language Teacher. Usually you teach in junior high schools, but in April 2011, there's a new law that's requiring that all elementary schools have ALTs. So many of you will be getting jobs, and many of you will be teaching in elementary schools. I have taught in elementary schools. I prefer junior high schools, but that's neither here. Well, I'll talk about that later. What's the difference? Or you can teach in a high school. That's kind of rare, but maybe you can. All right, so that's ALT. And the last one is Eikaiwa. What's the difference between an Eikaiwa and an ALT position? Eikaiwa, in Japanese, kai means to meet, and wa means to speak. So, meet, speak, in English. I'm sorry, my Japanese is like that. But Eikaiwa, so basically it's an after-school type of program where students ranging from 0 to like 99 will come and you will talk to each other at a table using some type of book. And whereas ALT is you're in a school and you basically are doing school life. So you have lunch, you have recess, you have cleaning. I'll talk about that later too, but those are your three. Now, for these three, you need your degree. You need your 4-year. Maybe you can get a job, but usually people who get jobs without degree, their circumstances are different. As, for example, they're married, their wife is Japanese, or they were in Japan they did something else for a long time where they just now are in Japan for, their visa is like 7 years or something. So, but usually you need a degree, otherwise you're not getting a job. Okay, so, all right, we talked about the 3 types of jobs. Now, all right, the next topic here is what kind of person are they looking for teaching English?